Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is Dr. Muhammad Iqbal, your teacher of the course Standard Setting in Assessment. Dear students, this is our unit number 3, which has many methods for standard setting. So this is our 5th method of standard setting. This method is borderline group method, which is based on examinee centered. Borderline group method, although the contrasting group method is often recommended to some extent, that method is viewed as making a difficult demand on participants. So that is, the participants must classify examinees as master or non-master, passing or failing. But in real situation or in reality, not all examinees can be readily classified into one of the two groups. So there are surely persons for whom a dichotomous judgment. Dichotomous judgment, it means judgment having two categories, is difficult for participants failing or passing, or participants to be considered failing or passing. So in this situation, for such a person, it may not be easy for the participants to classify them as clearly passing or failing. The reality in the mind of the rater may be that person is not exactly in one category or another, but on the border between the two categories. It means that person may lie on the border of the two categories, pass or fail. So as he possesses not quite enough knowledge to be classified as passing or master, or not being so deficient in knowledge to be classified as non-master or failing. To address this issue, an alternative to the contrasting group method called borderline group method was devised. Zicke and Livingstone, 1977. Rather than force participants into a dichotomous that they may not feel adequately captures their judgment about an examinee. It means in that type of category, that type of candidate who falls on the border of the between two categories, it is difficult to declare that person pass or fail. So borderline group method allows participants to classify person into more than two categories, one of which is a borderline category. Typically, 3 categories are used and participants evaluate each person as a passing, borderline or failing. It means the categories will be 3 instead of 2, or these categories will be passing, borderline or failing. The implementation of the borderline group method, participants first engage an extended discussion to develop a description on borderline between mastery and non-mastery. It means first they will describe or they will discuss about to define the third category, third category, borderline. They will discuss about the third category, about borderline before starting the process. So participants use the borderline group method to identify specific examinees whom they believe to lie at the borderline, separating acceptable and non-acceptable competence. Dear students, an extension of the borderline group concept has been described by Blake and Hamilton 2001, which suggests an alternate procedure that has some record of successful implementation. In their work, each of these categories, basic, proficient and advanced, was subdivided into three groups. Number 1 high, number 2 medium and number 3 low, yielding categories such as low basic, mid basic and high basic, and so on. The high basic group would be very similar in knowledge and skill to the low proficient group, while the high proficient group would be very similar to the low advanced group. A cut score based on this classification strategy can be obtained either in a contrasting group sense or borderline, or using a borderline group approach, where a single borderline group is formed by combining two adjacent groups, e.g. the high basic, that are high basic and low proficient groups, and the measures of central tendency from this group is used as the cut score to differentiate basic and proficient performance level. Then, using the actual test scores obtained by examinee, a distribution of test performance of the borderline group is formed on the medium of distribution is often used as recommended standard. The figure on next slide 8.4 illustrates the cut score obtained by using borderline group method. The median 42 would be identified the cut score. It means it will be borderline. Please see this figure. On x-axis the mean is 50 and y-axis the mean is 80. The raw scores scale is mean 0 to 80 will be calculated mean, median, mode. The hypothetical distribution illustrating borderline group method, which will be the median of these calculations. It means in this process the measures of central tendency will be used to calculate or to judge about the borderline group method. Actually, in this method the mean, median and mode, all three will be calculated, and that median is in the center of mean and mode. So it will be calculated, and it is 42, which describe the performance of the examinees, which is between 38 and 52 is equal to 42. So this way this borderline group will be decided. Dear students, now I will come towards the limitation of this method. First of all, this method is not based on standardized testing. It is based on examinee centers, and it belongs to the category of examinee centers, which is based on the descriptions of two categories or two or three categories. So mastery learners, mastery proficient learners, non-proficient learners are in between these two. There is a passing or fail category. There is a category of borderline which lie on the category of passing or failing or on the passing. So it is difficult for the judges to give decision about some person who is not clearly passing or who is not clearly failing. So a major limitation of this method lies in fact that the size of group judged to be on the borderline may be quite small, making estimates of cut scores unstable. Dear students, you know, when we use statistical techniques, we must have reasonable amount of data, and we can generalize on the base of the well quantified or well amount of data. We can make the generalizability. Otherwise we will be fail if the data is very small or quite small. So this is its limitation, because a technique selected to smooth the master and non-master distribution may also introduce a source of error. So, and because all smooth techniques are more effective with larger samples, so its limitation will be because of low sample. One potential threat to the validity of the method procedures may not be based their judgment solely on examinee's knowledge or skill. It means the judge's decision on examinee's knowledge or skills. It means their decision not solely depend upon the validity of the procedure, not base their judgment solely on examinee's knowledge or skill. So rather their judgment may be affected by other factors such as examinee's personality, punctuality, helpfulness, work habits, leadership, gender, ethnicity, etc. It means other factors also affect the decisions of judges than their knowledge or their examinees' knowledge or skills. including examinee's personality, punctuality, helpfulness, work habits, leadership, gender, ethnicity, etc. So these factors also influence the judge's decision making process. The strategy, the third limitation, the strategy for identifying the cut score illustrated in the figure in previous method makes an implicit assumption. Implicit mean hidden assumption that the consequences of misclassifications are equally serious. A false negative misclassification would occur when an examinee judged to truly have mastery of the content obtains a test score that falls below the median. Dear students, I explained about the concept of classification errors in my previous lectures. Please see that classification of errors which are applicable here also. A false positive misconception occurs when an examinee judged to have an unacceptable level mastery of the content obtains a test score above mean. An explicit policy or an open policy should be established in advance. So to address these limitations, the experts suggested some techniques. For example, an open policy should be established in advance with respect to each type of classification error, and actual location of median should be derived according to the policy decision. So CX score should be decided according to the policy decision or predetermined policy. For such persons, it is not easy for the participant to classify examinees as clearly pass or fail. So the reality, dear students, I am explaining about the summary of this method. So for such persons, it is not easy for the participants to classify as clear, pass or fail. The reality in rather later mind may be that person is not exactly in one category or another, but on the border between the two categories. It means the raters or judges are unable to classify a person as that person and true pass or a true fail. So the borderline group method allows participants to classify person into more than two categories named as borderline category. It is third category between the pass and fail. So in this category provide a space the people who are not clearly called true fail or true pass. Dear students, now come towards the home assignment. I want to give you a home assignment. First of all, please study the method, borderline method, and then write the answers of the following questions. Number 1. Elaborate the borderline method, why it had been made. Please give arguments why it was made. Number 2. Describe the steps of borderline method. Number 3. What are the limitations of borderline method? Number 4. Does this method may be used in our assessment system? Please answer with reasons. Whatever your arguments, you are in favor or in against this method, please give arguments, give reasons to support your answer. Dear students, this was the method, borderline method, which is based on examinee centered method. And in my next session I will be with some another method of standard setting, because still this unit number 3 is carry on, and I suggest you please study this method carefully and answer the questions of these, the questions given in your home assignment using your study of the chapter. Thanks for your precious time. We will meet in next session. Allah Hafiz. Thank you.